welcome to the Honey Badger. I am Dr. Neferta Fox, defending you, but you can just call me Naf. Welcome to another reading, whether you are new or returning. Here on this channel, we do shadow work readings, and I can tell you the energy today is very different. Feels very heavy, actually. It feels really dark. So, who knows what we're gonna get today. I know my reading on Instagram was pretty heavy, pretty dark in there, pretty shadowy, I should say. Excuse me. So we'll see what comes up. We do have our candle over here, so we can scry along the way. Hey. So let's get into it. Let's see what actually shows up for us today. It feels like there's a lot of like resentment. I know I'm feeling it. I don't know why. But I just feel resentment. There could be some envy in there for some. That's what wants to tell. Oh, okay. Battle ready. Well, all right. Well, there it is. Battle ready. So, if you are familiar with the Morgan sisters, they are Irish deities. You've got Morgan down here, you've got Macha, and then you've got Bive up here. So the three of them were known to, well, this is going off of what I've read. I'm not Irish, so by all means correct me, but they were known to favor a side in battle. But they would also be tricksters. They would trick you. I think in one of the stories, they tricked the king, who didn't want to sit and break bread with them, if I'm not mistaken. So I think in that instance, they didn't favor him in his battle. I think they favored the other side. Something along the lines of that. Morgan's been known to shapeshift as well into a wolf. They've been known to shapeshift into either ravens or crows. I don't remember which. But also there's the stories of, you know, at the end of battle, if you see a red-haired woman washing your armor, you were going to die. That was your sign that it was your time to go. So they're very much the deities of war, death, and sovereignty. So Bive herself up here, she's a harbinger of death. She's known as the Banshee. Macha down here, the red-headed one, she lived a mortal life. Essentially, she fell in love with a mortal man, I should say that. And she was pregnant with twins at the time, and it's a whole long story, but basically her husband betrayed her, and she cursed them on her death bed, if you will. It wasn't a bed. She died because of this man. So in that sense, it feels like there's a lot of resentment there, and I feel like there's this need for sovereignty. I don't know, it's very interesting. So like when Morgan shows up for me, she's always in like this leather armor, but she always has red hair. Macha is usually depicted with like a green dress. But I've only seen her like that once. I can't say I've never seen her like that. I've only seen her like that once. So it was very interesting that she was kind of a mix of the two. It's real interesting. I'm so tired trying to do this reading. Yeah, there's just this heavy energy. We feel that we're ready for battle, like we're about to have to go into that. I don't really feel like that's the case, but the energy just feels heavy in that way. And I love how, like, you've got these two owls here next to Morgan here. Owls, and these are barn owls. They're so cute. Owls represent wisdom. They can also indicate when there's illness abound. They represent death in some cultures. I may have said this on a different reading, I don't remember which, but they represent death because they follow the food. So like when a lot of mice or rats came into an area around a certain season, the owls would show up, but again, those rodents would carry a lot of disease. So it was an indication that death was abound, that death was around. But also, there's horses down here. So at the time of this reading, there's two that I can see right here. It's the year of the fire horse. So I feel like there are a lot of things that are going to be shifting in such a sense. These horses in particular, they're not running. They're not sprinting. I see the wolves back here too. And even though like this is a bird here, for some I'm seeing a horse head here. It's like a black horse, which is interesting. I don't normally see that. Huh. But these ravens. Ooh, okay. I feel like there's going to be a lot of information coming for you. For some reason, I didn't like this incense, which is really interesting. Because I debated if I was going to or not. So that's really interesting. Super interesting. Man. I'm all out of sorts today. Hello, friend. Ooh, you gonna go out on your own today? Nope. Thank you. Okay. So we feel we are battle ready. We feel like there's going... It's like we feel like the other shoe's gonna drop. That's what I kept feeling today. Like we have an inability to trust that when good things come around that the other shoe's gonna drop, because we're used to that. We're used to that goodness not being genuine. That came up on my Instagram. So I find that to be really interesting. Like this energy is coming up, and maybe it's just coming up like this heavy energy is in the air because it's stuff that needs to be looked at right now. Oh my gosh. We have the crone. Again, the crone is all about wisdom. It's wisdom, it's wintry kind of energy as well. That elder knowledge. That's holding the coin down here. It's like we have that in between, the ability to go in between worlds is right at our fingertips, is what I'm hearing. We're holding it in our hands. We're not utilizing it. This is the perfect time to do that. Use the crone energy to go deep within, to go into that shadow work, the dark night of the soul, whatever it is that is coming up for you right now. Needs to come up right now. And it's a powerful energy too. Like, let's say you are feeling resentful. Instead of using that energy for payback or to get someone back, this kind of I told you so kind of action, if you will, choose to use that energy for yourself to level up and to move to the next space. start manifesting something that you actually really want for yourself. Maybe you're just sick and tired and fed up with where everything is and how maybe certain individuals are hindering you from moving forward, and that you're just sick and tired and you're done. Wow, that's a lot that fell out here. One of these came out yesterday, actually. Very, very interesting. Well, first up, we do have the mirror. I feel like the world, or your reality, I should say, is mirroring back to you where it is that you currently are. So yeah, if things really are feeling a bit turbulent, then it's mirroring something within yourself that is creating that turbulence. So yeah, look in the mirror. Start there first. It's not always somebody else's fault when something goes wrong in your world. Sometimes it's just a mentality that we have, the actions that we keep holding on to, like old patterns, you know. It's like not wanting to get out of what is uncomfortable because it's become comfortable. It's kind of what I'm feeling here. And the new moon, so I know there's going to be an eclipse. Did I say new moon? Full moon. Ooh. Okay, that was a slip. Anyway, there's going to be a lunar eclipse here, I think on Friday as of this video. So that I feel like is important to somebody. Got the seed. Again, like in yesterday's reading, it's trying to see what is at the heart of the matter in order to actually start moving forward in a completely different direction here. So going deep within, trying to figure that out. Go on your pilgrimage, that dark night of the soul. Like even these colors look sickening. But it's this energy that we're in that we need to clear out and get rid of. You don't always have to be battle ready. Sometimes it's completely unnecessary. I'm seeing an eye here. Kind of reminds me of the evil eye. Climbing that mountain. Seems daunting, but we all do it. That is the pilgrimage. It is to ascend and be enlightened. Be enlightened as to who it is we are, what it is that we're here for. Anima Mundi. Mundi. How do you say that properly? Like anima, animus. So it's like that divine masculine, divine feminine within ourselves. So to me, anima, like anima is the feminine side of men, and the animus is the masculine side of women. You'd have to look up Carl Jung into these archetypes and understand what that really means. So anima is more feminine, but for some reason I'm feeling like masculine energy. I feel like she needs to like start doing something. Girl, get that work going. Do the work. You've got the Venus star back here. You can kind of see the black here. It's upside down. We can flip it right side up. And I feel like, I feel like we are upside down, like we're feeling a little out of sorts, because like here's you in the center there. Okay, it feels like you're under fire. Feels like there's a lot of pressure right now, actually. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure to be successful, to obtain all of these things that are floating around this individual. But let's get grounded. Like, I mean, pay attention to the rainbow colors back here, your chakra system. Let's get that in alignment. Right? Let's get grounded and centered here. Because yeah, you've got all like these pearls and things that are around. Success isn't always like monetary. It's not always a tangible thing. Yeah, the dead end. I feel like that is the dead end when we're trying to go after success that is material. That is the dead end. Because there's no satisfaction really with it, you know? Yeah, we all need money, and yeah, we all absolutely want to be able to live a comfortable life where we always have enough when we need it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong in wanting all of the material stuff either. It's just don't make that the end all be all, basically, is what I'm kind of hearing there. Because it's not the end all be all. And I feel like we're comparing our success with someone else's success. And maybe that's where that resentment is coming from. Maybe that's where that anger is coming from. That fuck it energy. It's because we see what everyone else has and we don't have ours yet. But you also have to understand that yours isn't going to look like theirs either. That is specific to them. And if it's something that you really do just desire because you want it, not because you're told you're supposed to have it, there's a difference there. Then, you know, there's going to be a way for you. There's going to be a pathway that shows up for you. And you just have to follow it. But maybe we're not following it, even though the way's been shown to us many times. And maybe we've just told ourselves that's not possible right now. You know, I can't afford to do that. Yada, yada. Yeah. Like, thought it was a vibe. It says red flags, fantasy, false hope. Yeah. To me, it's more of like this false idea that this is what this is supposed to look like. And we're literally burning ourselves chasing it. Like, we're pretending that this is a fun game. It's not. This isn't fun for anybody. Anyone. Blaming the moon again. Emotional projection, lunar excuse. Yeah. It's like, oh, the planets are just all out of whack. It's the planets. It's my zodiac sign, or whatever excuse it is that you're giving to everyone, including yourself, as to why this isn't working and to why you're in a bad mood. Stop. It's bullshit. And like, again, another full moon. There's something about the full moon here. Even the way that I laid these cards out, like, it feels cyclical. It feels cyclical. We've come full circle. Maybe we've come full circle on something. Full moons are all about releasing, putting things to an end. It's time to put it to an end. Time to get rid of the patterns, the thoughts, the ideals that are based off of ego. It's time to actually go after things that we actually want. Who cares what it looks like to somebody else? Yeah, putting off feeling again. Delayed grief, resistance, shutdown. Yeah, this face, just trying to fucking shut everything in this box. I don't want to look at it. I'm tired of looking at it. Well, time to open it. Time to open that box and see what's in there. It doesn't matter if you don't want to see it. And I've said this before in another reading, start, like, grieve what you felt you've lost, meaning, like, the things that you wanted just aren't, I don't want to say they're not meant to be, they're just not going to be in the manner that you had thought that they would be. Mourn that version of yourself that you never became, and start becoming who it is you're actually meant to be. It's time to do that. God, this energy today is just like, no bullshit. Stop fucking around. Quit bullshitting yourself. It's not doing you any good. Stop chasing the drama, I'm hearing for somebody. Stop chasing drama. Stop making your life miserable just so you have something to complain about, to basically validate that your life is miserable. You are the one that is making it miserable. Stop doing that. Everything that is all this upheaval in your life, like, you just want attention in some way. And you know what? It's okay to want attention, because maybe you didn't get the attention you needed growing up, or from a relationship that you know, really wanted and loved, and it just wasn't what you had thought it would be, kind of thing. And now you're just making yourself a victim over and over and over again. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You are literally the reason that things are not going the way you want them to. And that's just for someone. That isn't for everybody for this reading. But my God. Whew. All right. What else, Spirit? Shuffling these cards for a minute. Do we not want to talk? Sometimes these cards don't want to talk. Maybe I don't need these ones today. No, that's half the deck. We're not doing that. No, don't get sassy with me now. I know you can't see on camera, but my God, they're going everywhere. I don't think they want to talk. Okay, we'll come back to that. Possibly. Maybe. Let's just go into the tarot then. This deck. This true black tarot. Very sassy. Very particular. Loves to talk. Absolutely loves to. Look at it. Look. Already coming out. Well, I'll put that back here. So I might go back at that again. Yeah, Nine of Swords. We are so worried. We are worried sick that something is going to fall apart. Again, it's like, when is the other shoe going to drop? Maybe it's not going to this time. Maybe it's just not. Maybe what you're worrying about doesn't need to be worried about. Maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it's just not real. The Knight of Cups. It's the Knight of Cups. He's got a sword, though, over his cup. This is clarity. But what I will say, though, is that not every offer that comes to you is a good offer. Sometimes people have an ulterior motive that obviously isn't going to be expressed to you. So make sure it's actually a genuine offer. Like, you can even see the rose petals starting to fall off of this flower. Like it's a dying flower. Be discerning is what I'm getting out of this. Just be more discerning. That's really all you need to worry about. nothing extra in there. Just be more discerning and you won't have to worry about the other shoe dropping. Because you would have already considered whether or not this was a good opportunity. And sometimes, listen, not every opportunity is going to seem logical. And sometimes, like the good opportunities, they're not very logical. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad opportunity. Look, this came out yesterday. The Magician. Ooh, a little blurry there. Be discerning. Be confident. Solar plexus. Burn some fucking bridges. Jesus. All of these swords, all the mental games that others are playing with you, that you're playing with yourself, burn it. Burn it. Time to go. It's time to go. This mental madness needs to be put to bed. It's a dead end, I'm telling you. And look, you got the world. You got the world. Look at all that back there. What a beautiful card. I may have to cover that up. What a beautiful card. All those butterflies around her head. And pay attention to this crown. This is a crown of victory. A crown of success. You're going to have it. You are going to have success. Absolutely. You just gotta trust in yourself more, and you have to trust in universe and spirit more. And even if you're not much of a spiritual person, it's trusting that everything does work out for you in the end. The energy doesn't have to stay heavy forever. You have to just go in and do the work. You gotta do that dark night of the soul. Stop avoiding it. There's something. If you've been trying to go after something, maybe you want a promotion or something, keep going for it. But we've got to see, also, again, looking in the mirror with that mirror card, what is it about myself that is keeping me from obtaining this? The weight of trauma. There is something about your past that is keeping you from moving forward. So stored trauma can create tension, fatigue, and pain. Healing requires releasing, not ignoring. Hello? And these feel like swords coming in. Again, it's the mental madness. Open your third eye some. This looks like a bullet wound. And I feel like maybe there is like some type of mental abuse that kind of messed us up a bit. And it's mirroring down here in the heart space. I feel like that mental game really messed us up emotionally. It really closed off our heart space. Open that third eye. And really start to look deep within, because not everything that is in our reality is really the way things are. It is strictly just how we perceive life to be in the moment. Your reality can shift when your mind shifts. There is nothing too grand for Spirit to accomplish for you. You're not asking for too much, I promise. You're probably not asking for enough. You're probably only asking for what you think you're worth. What you think is okay for you to ask for. Ask for the world, I don't care. Ask for everything. Ask for the success it is that you have been desiring. Ask for the material things it is that you've been desiring. The financial. I know I want it all too. I'm tired of being dependent on others financially. I want my own financial success. I want my own finances, not somebody else's, right? So I'm after stuff too. We all are. So don't feel ashamed in asking. You're not asking for too much. Like, dream it up. Dream it up. But my God, you gotta get rid of this trauma. The only way out is through. You gotta work through it, not around it. Because the thing is that if you go and get this success, but you haven't taken care of this trauma right here, it is going to rear its ugly head at a time that you feel like you're on top of the world. Be like, oh, remember me? The thing that you've been avoiding? This success you got's not likely going to be long term. Not until you get through all of this. The reason being is because our traumas tend to dictate how it is that we move through life, because our heart remembers how it made us feel, and we want to avoid things that could even remotely make us feel that way again. So if it continues to go unhealed, we're going to keep avoiding things that might actually be beneficial for us, and we may end up missing out on better opportunities that could be long term as opposed to short term. So it's time. Start getting into it. It's time to start getting into that. The work is necessary. It will be unavoidable at some point, and I'm going to tell you right now, you can either choose to get started on it yourself and go at your pace, or you can wait until Spirit Universe decides that it's time to do it, and it just be thrown at you all of a sudden at a time when you feel like you can't handle any more stress. Well, too bad. You had the option to do this on your own, but now we're forcing you to do it because you've been avoiding it, and it's time to get done with this, because maybe you keep complaining, but nothing different is happening. You're just going to have to be courageous enough to go into the shadow, to go into that trauma and really work with it. Maybe we're dealing with like the child aspect of ourselves from when we were really young. Maybe I was a teenager time frame. Could have been toddler. It could have been elementary, middle school. I feel like there's something way back there. For some, I feel like this is very parental. For others, I feel that this is maybe like a friendship, a relationship that just kind of destroyed us. But it's time to go in and really look at you and see your worth. Your worth is not dictated by somebody else, because people are going to treat you how they view themselves, how they view the world. They're only going to give you as much worth as they have for themselves. So remember that. You are worthy of the things it is that you desire. you wouldn't have those desires if they weren't meant for you. So keep that in mind. Yeah, the smoke that's passing over the candle here is even coming my way a little bit over here. It just feels like this ominous energy. And I feel like maybe you're thinking it's that way. That this task is so daunting. But it isn't. I keep getting an image of like a full moon, yet again. But it's cold. You know, like in winter when there's, you know, everyone's got their chimneys blowing smoke because they've got their fireplaces going, but like the way that the smoke just kind of like levels out, it doesn't rise, it just kind of comes up and goes straight out. Like it, I don't know, there's that kind of energy where it's just like this real still, quiet, and just pitch dark, kind of misty, cloudy kind of energy with it. Like for me, I love that kind of energy. I don't know. It's still kind of creepy because the night is so silent, you know? But I feel like that's where you need to be right now. I feel like there needs to be like that eerie silence. You're filling up your schedule to essentially keep avoiding this journey. I feel it's like keeping yourself busy so that you don't have time for it is basically what I'm getting. So that there's so much noise that you can't hear what needs to be said, that needs to come up, because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to hear it. But I'm feeling like this is the place you have to be. Okay, so an image is coming up that I saw earlier today. So, like, I've started seeing this kind of shadowy figure in my apartment. Seems kind of tall, but at the same time, I don't know, because I'm in a different room when I see it. But I saw this head of hair. It was like this mousy brown, short curly hair, like what your grandma would wear, you know. Don't know who it was though. But I feel like there is like a grandmother figure around. Either for me or for someone, but it's coming up, so I feel like it's for somebody. But there's like this grandmother figure that is there to help you through all of this. And it could actually have something to do with your grandma. Like this could be generational trauma that you're dealing with that could have started with your grandmother. And it could be a great great grandmother. It doesn't have to be, you know, your parents' parent. It could go back even farther than that. And this has actually been coming up, I think, in some other readings that I've been watching as well, where there's like this just generational trauma. It doesn't belong to you, but you're carrying it. However, if you choose to, you could very well be the one that puts an end to it. You could be the one that closes the cycle. But you're going to have to be courageous in going into that trauma and understanding, again, it's not yours, it comes from somebody else, and seeing it for what it actually is and forgiving it. Forgiving it, not to like disregard the amount of issues or pain or whatever that it caused you and your family, but it's understanding that that person didn't know how to handle something that was given to them, or especially if it's like a grandmother or a great grandmother or whatever, women really didn't have a lot of rights. So maybe there just wasn't any way for that to be taken care of in the manner that it needed to be. There could have been a lot of restriction for them back then, and it just continued from one woman to the next, or what have you, from one family member to the next. And now here it is with you, but we're in a day and age where we are actually able to put a stop to some of these things. So really think about that. Really think about that, because I think a lot of my childhood trauma was also generational. I don't think really it had anything to do with me, even though it affected me on such a personal level um, for such a long period of time. But this isn't just mine to carry. In fact, it's not even mine to carry anymore. I'm done with it. It can go away. It can be put to an end today. Like, I'm done with it. I very much deserve so much better than what I've been handed in my life, and I think you are as well. So go in there and do that dirty work, get your hands dirty. I think it's going to be really beneficial for you, and honestly, I think things are really going to start moving a lot quicker for you than you would imagine. So with that, I'm going to leave it here. I think that's plenty enough. Go do that dark night of the soul. Put it in the comments what came up for you. If you feel so called to do so, you might be helping somebody else when you do that. Like and subscribe. You can also get a personal reading from me. It is on my website, which will be linked in the description box down below. It is called Tea and Honey. It is up to an hour. So feel free to book me or book a session with me for readings, or you can do a one-on-one shadow work session as well. I also have an online course that you can go and purchase that is basically the shadow work journey, that dark night of the soul, but it's a way for you to do it at your own pace, on your own, without feeling an obligation to step into a one-on-one session if you don't feel so called to do that. Either way, I love you guys. Good luck on this journey, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.